Guys, I want to talk to you about making money on YouTube. I don't know what has happened in the space. It seems like every time I turn around, there's some 20-year-old kid that's leasing a Lambo that is, supposedly going to teach you how to make $1,000 a day on YouTube and blah, blah, blah. And it's obviously they want to sell you a course for like $2,500 or $1,000 or whatever it is. I've always wanted to build a course too, but only if it's truly going to be helpful for people. And it takes a long time. Like I'm not going to have it done probably in the next 6 months or so. So I thought what I would like to do today is talk to you about a few ideas and show you real world examples of stuff that you want to actually do. People sending me these emails with these stupid videos from YouTube saying something like how to make $100 a day, not even making videos or something like that. All these cats are doing is taking Creative Commons stuff with no copyright, making a montage or like mixing it up and then re-uploading it. Think about that. It's going to have a limited lifespan, might get demonetized, and you're not actually adding value to help yourself build a brand or have something that you can piggyback off of and even make a business out of it later. And so I think for most people, the allure of making millions of dollars or seeing a guy in a Ferrari or a Lambo or whatever, supercar, the latest, greatest thing. I like cars and trucks and stuff too, don't get me wrong. But I think these things are being parlayed in such a way where it's just misleading people just to try to do a money grab, just to try to get them to buy into the idea that this guy has some secret sauce that is, far superior to what anyone else can do. And it's just to get you to spend the money. Put it on a credit card. Spend the $1,000 to get the course. Whatever. Do this high price training. Get a whatever. Anyway, here's some real life examples. I think for most people starting out, if they could just make $100 a day from YouTube, they would be ecstatic. Some people it would just be like $50 a day. Think about that. An extra $1,500 a month. And after you build some momentum, the majority of it is completely passive. Like I know there's people out there saying that passive income doesn't exist and blah, blah, blah. But I'm here to tell you that it really does. It's front loaded with a hell of a lot of work, but I make money now whether I work or not. It doesn't make a difference. Now I make more money when I work, but it doesn't mean that it all goes away if for some reason, my health isn't good or I can't work or I'm doing this or tending to whatever, So here's some real life examples of how you can make $100 a day on YouTube, making videos on stuff that you like, doing things that you have around your house, doing videos on hobbies that you enjoy, doing videos teaching people how to do things, doing videos talking about problems that you've had and solutions that were helpful. And so some of these might shock you. There's going to be a couple different ways of monetization that I'm going to show you in here because everyone thinks, oh, you got to have 1,000 subscribers to make any money. It's too hard to start a YouTube channel in 2019, 2020. It's too competitive, blah, blah, blah. It's really not. It's what kind of effort are you putting in? Are you looking for shortcuts? Are you buying into these idiots that are zooming around in the leased Lambos that are trying to sell you a pipe dream? Or are you actually buckling down and saying, hey, I know this. I can teach somebody this. I can save them time, money, frustration. And this is exactly how you build something of value. And it takes a little bit of time. You're not going to put out 1 or 10 videos and they're all going to go viral and then all of a sudden you're going to make millions of dollars. It takes time. It's a slow effort, but it's pretty cool because the ad revenue is truly passive income. And I'm going to show you some other ways. I'm sure you know of affiliate marketing because there's more idiots on YouTube talking about how affiliate marketing is the greatest business model of all time, even though affiliate marketing isn't a business in itself. You can do affiliate marketing for your business, but you need a brand that creates an asset that you own and control so that you are truly having something that's financially valuable and that you can leverage at a later time. And so here is an example of a video that I did with my cousin. Maybe, I don't know when we did it. It took me a long time to upload it because I don't really focus on content like this just because it wasn't really my core strategy in the beginning. So I had a Toyota 4Runner. I still have this truck. It's older and it needed front shock replacements, right? And so you got to take the wheels off. You got to do all this stuff. You know what I did? I went over there with my cell phone, a simple little tripod mount and a set of these Studio Pro lights that I have in my office that were like $60 that I already had from making videos. We pulled the truck into his garage. We took off the wheels. And we're not like professional mechanics. We didn't have a lift or anything like that. We jacked the truck up. We did the thing. I filmed it on my iPhone. I went home, I stitched all the clips together and sort of made like a half, hearted effort at editing, which I'm a terrible editor, by the way. And then I uploaded it. And you know what? Look how many thousands and thousands of views this video has. Look at the comments. Look at all the people that sent me emails privately saying, hey, thanks so much for uploading that video. It really helped me. We weren't sure how to do this. We couldn't afford to have a mechanic, work on the car. This showed us how to do it step by step. Made me feel good, made my cousin feel good. He did this as a favor to me just to help me out, right? And so you're not going to be able to do this in every situation. Like, I don't think you can go to a mechanic and be like, hey, man, can I get in your face and slow you down and film this stuff? No, but this is just one example. Maybe it's not a truck. Maybe you work on lawnmowers, or maybe you have an uncle that does this, or maybe you do that. It could be anything. If you're like my grandmother, maybe you were into sewing and you have a bunch of sewing machines and you show people how to fix them or whatever. Anyway, what I want to show you is this video does not make very much money from the ad revenue. In fact, it's probably one of the worst performers for the view count. The CPM is really, really low. But here's the cool thing. About $5 a day, sometimes $15, but usually about $5 on average, so $150 a month. I might have one month where it's $80 or $90. I might have another month where it's $215, $225. But about, on average, I am earning commissions from Amazon for people, or from people that click through and buy the parts that we used in the video. So for anybody that needs struts, or maybe they have a different year, make, and model, I link to that stuff and I talk about it. I put helpful tips in the YouTube description of that video, and people click through, and I'm an Amazon affiliate, and people buy that stuff, and at no additional cost to them, I earn a tiny little 4% commission. So if they buy a $100 strut kit, I get $4. But if a bunch of people do that, think about that. That's why I have certain days where I make quite a bit of money, 20, 30 bucks. I don't have to do anything. We did the work one time, and now we're getting residuals. And so I think this is where people go wrong. Everyone thinks that, oh my gosh, it's that one video that's going to go viral and blow the channel up. For the majority of people, and there's two things that I hate about this, is that people think you have to have big channels to make money. I know channels that are like 50 times bigger than mine, and they make 1/10 or 1/20th the money that I make. And this is not an example of the grand scheme of things as far as making an income. Making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, that's the idea. But this is how you get started. For most people, they're not at that level, right? And so the intention is not to be flashy and show you a bunch of crazy stuff. It's to show you things that you can get started with, that you're passionate about or that you like, so that you'll actually do the work, put the videos up, and give yourself a chance to succeed. Because if you're not doing that, you won't even get your feet off the ground. It's just never going to take off. And so I want to illustrate a few more of these examples, and I want you to see over and over and over. Stop thinking of making money on YouTube in terms of ad revenue. All these videos are misleading people where it's YouTube paid me this much for 1 million views and blah, blah, blah. Who cares, right? No one has the same, excuse me, I got a crack. Oh, I'm getting stiff. Done too many videos today. I've been sitting here with this microphone, and it's kind of like in your face, and I keep hitting it when I talk with my hands, so I'm sort of twisted. My lower back's getting stiff. I don't know what to do about that. But anyway, so, these videos where you got to have, YouTube paid me this much for blah, blah, blah. Everyone has a different CPM rate. Forget about all that stuff. In the beginning, you're not getting thousands of views anyway. You're going to start small. But what I'm going to show you is you stack these. So just like in the shock replacement video, okay, there's a video that makes a few bucks, maybe $1 or 50 cents a day from ad revenue, maybe $5 on a good day, and $5 to $10 as an Amazon affiliate promotion or commission, right? So what if we had 10 of those? How much money is that? What if we had 50 of those? How much money is that? Is that going to happen overnight? No, it probably took us an hour or two to work on the truck. Maybe we had a beer in between and took a break, which you don't see on camera. So maybe we spent a few hours filming it. I spent another hour editing it. Then I spent another 20 minutes, uploading it and adding the links and stuff to the YouTube description. And yes, I will admit, there is some technical aspects to optimizing the videos, knowing how to place affiliate links. I can teach you that stuff. That's the whole point to really have a YouTube course, is to show people the technical aspects of optimizing videos, getting them to rank, how that ties back into a website or a blog that you own. But all that stuff is secondary. it all starts with, and you don't have to pay money. There's no reason for you to buy an expensive book, training course, hire a mentor, a guru, coach, or anything like that to get started. Because you can buy all the courses you want, and unless you pull the car in the garage, turn the camera on and start working on it and upload that stuff, no amount of education, no amount of training, no amount of hiring, no amount of spending any money is going to help you. And that's the whole point of this video. And I wish everyone that emails me or who has ever asked me about this could kind of get that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a very genuine, there's no intent, there's nothing to sell. I don't have any pitch at the end of this. I'm tired of people pitching stuff instead of just educating people. If they would understand that there's always a way to make money from stuff, if you just genuinely help people, it would, but I get it. CTRs and click-through rates and everything else when you're driving a Lambo in a YouTube video just go through the roof. It attracts all kinds of stuff. But it's also attracting people that are interested in shortcuts. And I don't want that to be you, because you're going to be spinning your wheels forever and ever, buying course after course after course. The only reason for you to buy a course is to learn a technical aspect of something, to get a brain dump from a creator or an entrepreneur that has already accomplished what you want to accomplish, right? So you're buying time. You don't want to waste 3 years digging around YouTube and trying to figure this stuff out for yourself. You want a step-by-step course, day by day, that delivers you a lesson every single day, right? That's the whole reason to spend money on a course. But anyway, I digress. I guess I could go on and on about that. Here's another example. Now this, I think, is super cool. When I first started the Clever Leverage YouTube channel, this was the very first video or very first product that I did a review on for this brand. It's not the first time that I ever made money as an affiliate marketer. I had prior experience, so I kind of knew what to do. But I can transfer those teachings or those learnings or that knowledge to you right now. And so here's what I did. I moved to a tiny 500 square foot treehouse in 2015 because I knew I was going to be starting the blog. I was trying to reduce expenses, so I moved to a really small apartment. It had a 100 square foot office attached. And I was trying to get my expenses low enough to where I could live on savings for a few months so that I could start my YouTube channel, so I could start my blog, replace my day job income. And I was going to kind of like taper off my actual 9 to 5, or what I did for a living, which was web development. And so this place did not have a lot of storage. It was very small, but I was excited. This was like the next chapter. I wanted location independence. I wanted to be able to make money from anywhere in the world. I wanted to be able to make $100,000 a year in my underwear if I so chose, and not have to talk to anybody if I didn't feel like it. Go spend time with my elder loved ones before they passed away, and blah, blah, blah. I had all these reasons, you know what I'm saying? And so we all have something that drives us to want to do or lead a different lifestyle, and that was mine. And so this place didn't have any storage. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on today. The place didn't have any storage, and I was like, man, I need a mountain bike or some type of urban bike so that I can take a break in the middle of the day and go exercise, because sitting at this table, not here, but in my old office, sitting at the table, making videos, typing on the computer, your body, you saw me stretching earlier, it just wears on you. It's like being on a long flight. You just got to move sometimes. This place didn't have storage, right? And I knew I was going to have to leave this bike outside. I didn't want to go buy an expensive mountain bike, so I bought the cheapest mountain bike I could find on Amazon. It was $199. I got it. I opened the box. It looked amazing. I was like, oh my God. Because the pictures were terrible on Amazon. It was like a gamble. I was like, well, I'll spend the $200. If it sucks, I'll just send it back. If somebody steals it, it's not that expensive. I'll get my use out of it, and then I'll have to get another one, blah, blah, blah. That was my train of thought. I took this thing out of the box. It looked incredible. I was like, holy crap. This looks better than an $800 race bike. If people knew, if the company had better photos, better marketing material, other people had videos, and there wasn't that a ton of reviews on these, and it was just like, oh yeah, great bike, da-da-da. And I was like, man, people need to know about this. So what did I do? I took out my cell phone, made an unboxing video, made a video of me assembling it, and then I did a first ride impressions, and then I did a video months later reviewing the bike. Guess what happened? That bike cost me $199. Guess how much money I have made back on that $200 purchase? Over $1,000. So think about that for a second. I was able to get something that I already wanted, that I was going to spend money on anyway, and I 5x'd my money. I spent $200 and I made $1,000 back, and I will likely continue to make money on this bike as long as it's being sold forever, right? Every time somebody buys one of these bikes, I make between $10 and $20. Maybe that could be changed a little bit because Amazon fiddles with the commission structure sometimes, but In the beginning, I was making like $18 a bike. Then I think it dropped to 12. I don't know where it's at now. I don't even check it anymore. Because here's the thing. You remember the Forerunner video? That was your $10, $20, $15 a month, whatever, or a day, or however it ends up. You lose track when you have a lot of these. Now we have the bike. Well, how many people will buy those a month? A couple. Okay. Do we earn any money from the ads? Yeah, but I was playing music on one of the unboxing videos, so I learned a really valuable lesson. You can't play the radio when you're recording assembly videos because YouTube copyright takes over and then they steal your ad revenue. So you have to take the ads off unless you just want to give it away to somebody else. Very valuable lesson. So I'm glad that you've stuck through to the video from this point because I try to drop little tidbits. Like I want it to be worthwhile that you stuck around for 15 minutes. I know these get kind of long, but if you're a person that really wants to learn and you don't want to buy into the hype of the Lambos and everything else, and you don't want to open your wallet and drop $1,000 just to have some mediocre information, because I got to tell you, a lot of the information in those $1,000 courses really is not that good. I hate to break it to people, but so anyway, the point is, I made money again through the Amazon affiliate program, but this time I could have gone direct to the manufacturer. You don't have to rely on the Amazon affiliate program. There's other affiliate networks that had offers for mountain bikes like this. I could have gone direct to the manufacturer and said, hey, do you guys have any other bikes? This video is getting thousands of views. I'm selling a ton of bikes for you. Is there any other bikes that you'd like me to review? They will send you stuff. Now I'm going to have to talk about product reviews in a different video because there's some tricks. There's some email templates that you can use that I have used over and over and over successfully to get companies to send me thousands of dollars worth of products for free. It's really cool. But this video is already getting too long, so I kind of want to wrap it up as quickly as I can. Here's another example. I was struggling with chronic sinus infections before I had health troubles, before I knew what mercury amalgam fillings were, before I knew why that stuff was causing inflammation in my oral cavities and things like that. I had bought every single sinus product you could imagine. Neti pots, these pulsers, all types of solutions. I put lime juice up my nose with whatever pepper. I've chewed raw garlic. I've done everything that you could possibly imagine. You know what I did? I just started making videos about it because I was struggling so much and I had been through so much and I had spent hundreds of dollars on all types of neti pots and bottles and everything that you could imagine and it wasn't helping. Well, guess what? These videos turned out to be very popular. I don't know why. I thought it was gross. I was embarrassed. But at the time, I wasn't comfortable making videos about business-related topics that I really wanted to do. So this, for me, was just practice. I was doing lifestyle stuff so that I could get really good at doing the business stuff. So in my mind, I was like, I didn't really care about this. I cared who I was becoming, how I was going to be able to get more comfortable on camera. The only way really was through practice, right? And so talk about problems, help others with it. Now, this is a good example of, recommend stuff that actually works instead of wasting money over and over. Like in this case, I would waste money at CVS buying nasal sprays and blah, blah, blah. And, if I would have had helpful videos like the ones that I made, people could have saved me the time or hassle or, really everyone just wants relief in that situation. So if you've ever had a health condition or a health problem, those are great, great videos for you to make. Those are a huge hit with people. The reason that I'm hesitating is because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking back to when I was making those videos and I was very hesitant because I didn't want to put that information out. I didn't want to put myself out there. I thought people would think I was weird. The exact opposite happens though. People love it when you do that because they understand and they relate and you're like so real and raw to them because it's not some fancy commercial for, an allergy medication or whatever where they doctor everything up and make it seem so glamorous. It's like, no, dude, I can't even breathe out of my nostrils. I'm trying this thing over the sink, making a mess. This is embarrassing as hell. And people know because they go through it themselves and they're like, oh my God, that's me. Right? And so the view rate on that is really high. And what you're going to see now is that people actually click through and buy the products that you recommend. So you make a couple of bucks when somebody buys a few neti pots or whatever. So these are just crazy examples that I've pulled out of my hat to show you. Here is one that I really like. This is one of my favorites. Now, everyone has things that they already buy that they can review. That's another way that I would recommend that you make videos if you want to make extra money from YouTube. This, I really love four-wheelers. I've loved four-wheelers my whole life, right? I bought this four-wheeler to keep at my grandma's cabin. There's like a whole story behind it, but I'm going to cut it short because the video is way too long and I don't want to bore you. If you have questions, ask them in the YouTube comments below. I'll make a follow-up video to this one, take some user examples and questions, and I'll show you exactly on the computer, what to do. So the four-wheeler review, all I did was I bought a four-wheeler. It was something I was going to buy anyway. I decided to film it. I wrote it for a year, then I did a review on it. Now it gets 100,000 views, and it gets thousands of views every couple of months. And so how do you make money on that? The ad revenue is okay on that one. I think eventually, the idea was get the extra income from doing all the filming and stuff to pay for the monthly payment on the four-wheeler. I successfully did that, which I thought was really cool. I want to turn that into a case study so that people can actually see what you can do with this, because that was a really cool mental barrier for me. I was like, man, I don't want to buy a four-wheeler and have a $130 a month payment on something that I'm going to use 2 months out of the year. But if I can do an unboxing video or a receivership video, if I can do a maintenance video teaching people how to service it, if I can do the oil change, the air filter, I can do all these little videos, and all of those combined can make $130 a month. Plus what I make when somebody buys an aftermarket bumper, an exhaust, some tires and wheels that I recommend. Those are expensive items. So I could make like 20, 30 bucks from someone buying one of those things one time. So do you see how this adds up? Now we've got the 4Runner video, the mountain bike video, the sinus one. Now here's one that's pretty cool that I think a lot of you will really like. Travel blogging. You can go on trips and make money from filming it, and you can also get free travel in a couple different ways. Now, here's an example of this. In August of 2017, I believe, or maybe it was July, I flew to Taos, New Mexico to go see the Earthships, right? There's an Earthship community out there. I flew there specifically for this. The flight was around $400. I can't remember what other, I paid to stay in these things, blah, blah, blah. I now make money. I made my money back from the trip. So I effectively got to go on this trip for free. And now I could actually make more money on the ad revenue, but I don't want to put tons of ads on the videos and piss people off and do all that stuff. The way that I monetize the video is from an Airbnb referral link. So now I get free travel for my next trips. I've made the money back from that trip. So I effectively got to go wherever I wanted to go, stay there, flew home, paid for all my stuff, earned all that money back, and now I get Airbnb credits every time someone signs up to go to the Earthship that I stayed in, because I use the Airbnb to book my stuff, and I link that up below the video. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this, but so now I get credits every time someone signs up for an Airbnb. How cool is that? That to me is almost like more fun than the money. You know what I'm saying? So go on trips. Okay, here's another one. This is the stupidest thing. I couldn't pick this example out of a hat if I tried. Top 10 sleeping masks. Who thinks about sleeping masks? Well, remember in the very beginning when I told you I moved to a 500 square foot treehouse? What I didn't tell you is that this treehouse was basically a studio with a partition wall, and it was so small it had these skylights in the living room. And in the middle of the night, the moonlight on a bright moonlit night would shine in and wake you up in the middle of the night. It's like somebody shining a flashlight in your face. And so people make fun of me in the comments of these sleeping mask videos because they're like, oh my, this guy can't be... Actually, I saw one the other day. They were like, I don't think this guy is really serious, but if he is, he's a complete lunatic. Might actually be true. But anyway, this was a real problem for me. Like, it was screwing up my sleep. I was like walking around like a zombie, and I was like, man, I started ordering sleeping masks, and they all sucked. They were terrible. They didn't fit right. They would come off in the middle of the night. You'd sleep on your side on your pillow, and it would get crinkled and like stab you in the eye. And I was like, oh my God, there's no one is putting out good information about this. I've got to review these because I think it would be funny. I was thinking that I would, film myself in the bed getting stabbed in the eye with the thing and getting all pissed off and then beating it with the pillow. I thought it would make a really funny video, but I never ended up doing that. There wasn't enough light in there. I didn't have a fancy camera at the time, and it just didn't work out. What I did do was I ended up ordering like 13. This was over a period of a couple of months. I would order 2 sleeping masks at a time. They wouldn't work out. Then I just ordered everything that I could order because I was tired of not getting sleep. I did a video review every time I ordered a sleeping mask. I linked to that to Amazon. I did some more Amazon affiliate stuff. These videos turned out to be way more popular than you could ever imagine. And people are buying sleeping masks every day. Now, I don't make a lot of money on those because they're only like $10 at the most. So I might make like 80 cents or a dollar every time someone buys one. But, if 10 people buy one in a day, that's $10 a day. That's $300 a month. I don't make much money on the ads because there's not a lot of companies running sleeping mask ads. So there is an opportunity for that. But you can kind of see how this stuff stacks up, right? And last example is teach people what you know. Here's a video that I did a few years ago about how Google Voice sucks for small businesses after you already start making money. And so this is an example of how to teach people what you already know. I knew business VoIP stuff because I had experience in web development, and we used to deploy call tracking numbers on landing pages and things like that. And most people would just start a business and get a free Google Voice number, and then they would get caught because you can't hook up phone hardware to it if you ever get an office. And then what do you do with the number? How do you port it out? How do you get another provider? How do you avoid downtime from having a working business phone number to trying to get that number ported out of Google Voice into another provider? How much money does that cost you? So there was all this opportunity to teach people about Google Voice and different types of VoIP services, different types of call tracking lines and all that kind of stuff. That just happened to be what I knew. These videos still to this day get thousands of views, and I actually make good money on the ad revenue because there are a lot of telecom companies out there that are willing to run ads on that. So videos like this can make $25, $45, $55, $65 a month by themselves. And so are you starting to see now how, and you don't just do one of them, you teach people a whole bunch of stuff. So if you got 10 videos and they all make $35 a month, that's another $350 a month, right? So can you kind of see, you start stacking this stuff, and over time they accumulate, and you just blow past your $100 a day. And here's the thing that I think most people don't know when they start, but everyone knows after they get started. Once you get in the game, that's when the door of opportunity really opens. You won't be able to see. Everyone wants to know that it's going to work out before they put effort in. Everyone wants to feel confident that it's, they're going to be successful. Here's the problem with that. You won't have the foresight to know what the opportunities are that will be presented to you after you're already working on your stuff. Does that make sense? I don't know how of a better way to explain it. Here's an idea. So the thing that's probably going to hit for you, that's probably going to make you thousands of dollars, you won't be able to predict what that is right now. And unless you get started and do a few things, the door of opportunity for that won't open because you're not in the game. It's just the way things work. It's the way the universe works. It's the way doors of opportunity on YouTube work. Because here's the deal. If you have no channel, you have no views, you have no videos, there's no opportunity for companies, advertisers, or people. I get hit up every single day by companies that say, hey, we saw your video on this. We really like it. We're coming out with a competing product next month. Is there any way that we can send it to you and we'll even pay you $200 or $300 in order to review it and post it on your channel? What better of a gig could you ask for? All because you reviewed some sinus neti pot bottle and somebody wants to come out with some $100 nasal rinse machine that pulses your sinuses or whatever, something that you might even never buy. But there's two things that are super cool about that. Number one, you get to see products before they're released to the public, which I think is super cool, especially if it relates to something or a problem that you've had in your own life. It's something you might use or buy in itself. Number two, it's things that you're going to do anyway. So companies are sending you new and improved products. They're paying you to use them, and you can monetize it on the back end. You can get paid from the ads forever, for life. And so that's the other thing that I want to talk to you about. And then I'm going to leave you with this. Just because a video only makes $10 a month in ad revenue now doesn't mean next year it's not going to make $100 or $200 a month in ad revenue. CPMs fluctuate. Also, video performance fluctuates. So if for some reason one of these topics, let's say Kim Kardashian starts talking about neti pots or sinus problems or whatever, my videos that have been established, that have been there for years, are going to show up in the suggested search on YouTube. So when you browse YouTube, you know how you see those related videos that are very similar to the one that you already clicked on? If a celebrity or anyone, if it becomes popular news, a topic that you've covered in the past, all of a sudden a video can just go from being flat and making $10 to just skyrocketing, and then all of a sudden it makes $150 all on its own. And everything else that you have implemented goes up at the same time. So if you were only selling, 1 to 10 neti pot squeeze bottles or whatever on Amazon that was making you $1 each. So you're only getting like $9-10 of revenue a day. Now all of a sudden it's selling 100. Boom. You've just exceeded your goal. You've 10x everything, all because that happened, right? That's not something that you can control, but it's also something that will never happen if you're not in the game. Another reason that you should get started today. I hope this is helpful, guys. I really hope that I can save somebody from spending $1,000. The video stopped? I guess that was my cue. I should shut it off anyway. But just to learn the structure of how to set up a YouTube channel, to make content on stuff that's helpful for people that you really like. Don't put yourself out there and make, stupid videos just to make $5 a day, to try to make $100 a day that are like on submarine compilations, unless you really like submarines. Do what you know. Do things that you like. People will respond. There's always a way to make money from it. Let me know what you'd like to see in the next video in the YouTube comments. Let me know what your questions are in the YouTube comments. And if you'd specifically like me to have you on the show and help you personally, also tell me exactly what you need help with. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Messed that up, didn't I?